Good evening and welcome to the Job Search Solution, the radio program where we talk about looking for a job, changing jobs, changing careers, hiring. And as always, we begin with a prayer. Dear God, grant us thy peace and thy mercy, thy will be done. Now, many of you have heard me talk about this before, but I'm going to do it again because it seems to be a persistent scourge on the part of candidates and even some employers. And that has to do with these silly, crazy lip loads that people use in the process of their speaking. And it's mostly because people are nervous. So here are the things that I hear that are not only distracting, but totally will kill a good interview. You know. People say, They fill it, and every other sentence begins with, Cut it out. It sounds terrible. They don't know. And when you just hear it over and over and over, it's terrible. Honestly this, honestly that, honestly this, honestly that, as though you haven't been honest with me before when other things you've said, and you have to say honestly all the time. And people do this, again, because we're nervous. We'll discuss that in a minute. Let me be honest with you. Every other sentence begins with, let me be honest with you. Well, as though you haven't been honest with me in the past few minutes, whatever our discussion has been, you've lied about everything else. Let me be honest with you. Stop it. Trust me. Trust me. And you say it so many times that I really wonder if I should trust you. Trust me this, trust me that. Trust me. Just trust me. What's with that? I mean, I shouldn't be trusting you? Let me be transparent. Oh my goodness. As though you haven't been transparent before? As though you've been hiding something from me? And now you want to be transparent? And this comes about in the same manner that let me be honest with you does. Let me be honestly, and let me be transparent. Well, of course you should be transparent, meaning you haven't been transparent before? No. The truth is, as though everything else you've said hasn't been the truth, the truth is, every other sentence begins with the truth is. And a new one I heard recently. I heard this on a major television program. It seemed like that every other or third sentence that the guy began, he said, sincerely, I'm being sincere when I ask this. Everything is sincerely. Now, sincerely, I ask that, and I'm being sincere, as though you haven't been sincere in the other things you've been talking to me about. Now, what this means is that people are not comfortable with silence. But when you get into an interview, either a candidate or a hiring authority, and mostly candidates get nervous about what they're doing and what they're talking about, and they get nervous about what they're saying, or they're really nervous about the whole situation, and they're scared. And whenever silence comes along, they start filling it in with this stuff. So you need to practice being silent. Answer a question for a hiring authority. Make a statement for a hiring authority. And then be comfortable with silence. Stop. Now, this takes practice. I'm not saying that it comes easy, but have a conversation with one of your closest friends or your spouse or somebody and practice your interviewing And if they find out that you're saying things like truly and let me be transparent and trust me and sincerely, I'm being sincere, and you're doing it so much to where it makes everybody wonder what you really are about, and pretty soon you have lost their attention because they're not paying attention to what you're saying. They're paying attention to your lip loads. Then you're going to blow the interview. And this came about the other day, which is why I'm mentioning it. I had a candidate that kept saying, trust me, trust me, trust me this, and trust me that. So you really do have to practice this kind of thing. And candidates have a tendency to fill in when they shouldn't because they are scared and they are nervous. And it winds up being a very poor interview. The hiring authority gets nervous, and pretty soon, in fact, it happened in this situation, the hiring authority got nervous about the whole thing and decided he was just going to write off the candidate because the candidate really wasn't going to fit into what he had to say or what he needed. And the candidate was so nervous, he said, it just drove me nuts when he kept saying, trust me, trust me, trust me. So please keep that in mind and get rid of any lip loads that you might have in your conversations. Practice your interviewing techniques so that you don't run into this problem. All right, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. This is Tony Bashir with the Job Search Solution.